Good afternoon. My name is Bazilio-Bellegarde. I live in Silver Spring in Montgomery County. The thing that comes to mind immediately is the weather. I think in the whole area, the weather has changed, or at least seems to have had changed. I recall, colder winters, hotter summers, or just different. Our winters are minimal as I see it now, and just the weather has changed so much so that I decided to go get a generator not too long, several years ago, because a few years ago, I don't even remember how many years ago, we had a blackout because of an ice storm. So it was maybe 5 or more years ago, but it took a while for the heat, and it was during the winter, so it took a while for things to come back on, the current. So things like that, I expect to see more of that kind of thing because of the increased storms, increased intensity, just weather events. We look at the news, we see what's happening around the world, we see what's happening here, even with confidence that there are systems in place to deal with it, to respond. We haven't been really tested. I don't think fire alarms are ringing. Now, I think young people are a little different than the older generation. I think they're much more conscious and much more thinking about their future. In the region of the world where I come from, I'm originally from Guyana, the flooding is much more intense, much more frequent. We've always had lots of floods, but it's getting really, really more intense. And then the issue is, are there systems and institutional responses to these kinds of things when they happen in countries where there are not as many resources, for example?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
All of that, it's a concern. It's something that is so gradual, or we tell ourselves it's gradual anyway. I was looking at something on TV about the glaciers the other night. It's like, oh my goodness, this is happening. This is happening in lots of places. We may not see it in our day-to-day lives. It may not be that immediate in front of our faces, but it's a concern. It's sort of a nagging thing at the back of your mind that you think about. So what do we do about it? We do the little bit that we can. There's so many things that can overwhelm you. That's just one of them. I think that people will be forced to confront this. When and how, it will depend a lot on where they live, what means that how rich or poor they are, how well they can avoid what's in front of them. But in general, I have a lot of hope and confidence in young people to figure this out. They're very concerned about it, and they're consciously and constantly working on it. All of the young people I know think about this and care about it. And so that's where I'll put my hope.